good to be back. Good evening, America.
Welcome back.
And good evening to you too, Ty.
Good evening,
How you doing?
Polish guy. Finally, he says good evening to me instead of everybody else. Now I don't feel left out.
I don't know about y'all, but I had a wonderful weekend. I hope y'all did too.
Dude,
How
I had
about
an
yourself,
awesome
Ty?
weekend. Unbelievable weekend. It's one of the best weekends I've ever had ever in my life.
And for the rest of the country, more good news is on the way. So I think we should get the news started. What you think?
What are you talking about? More good news? Are you talking about whatever JD Vance was talking about?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get that clip rolling.
I know this guy. Hey, wait, that's the Vice President of the United States. Hold on, let me crop him in so we can see him fully. That's my bad here. I never know. Oh, there we go. Look, his eyes are closed. This is a shitty place to stop the clip. That's my bad. I'm sorry. Hold on. JD, I can't look at you like this. I was just kidding. I gotta stop the music real quick. Alright, just playing. I'm bringing JD back right now. I love JD, your bud, my bud, the Vice President of the United States. He's got some shit to say. Ladies and gentlemen, JD Vance.
Their enriched stockpile of fuel is buried far below the earth. And we really have a two-way pathway to ensure the Iranians don't ever rebuild that capacity. On the one hand, if they try to rebuild it, they're never going to get the financial resources that they would need to rebuild a billions of dollars worth of nuclear program. On the other hand, if they're willing to commit to verifiable milestones and to make sure that we feel confident they're not going to rebuild that program, we're going to totally transform our relationship with Iran and Iran's relationship with the broader Middle East. So either way the United States wins, either way we ensure Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon, but we really prefer that they choose the option where there's greater economic cooperation and where they behave like a normal country and are treated like one as well.
Bro, JD Vance said that he's waiting for Iran to behave like a normal country. What did he just say in layman's terms? Polish guy, he's talking about getting them to cooperate with us and saying that they'll basically have a different relationship with us. Why would he say something like that?
Well, this is the off ramp that we've been looking for. So come June 19th, the president and the vice president are going to be meeting in Switzerland with a bunch of other countries, including Iran, and they're going to start to put pen to paper and text of a peace agreement. And one of the definites in this agreement is that Iran will not be able to use nuclear capabilities going forward. And they were going to be entering a 60-day period to hand over all nuclear capabilities to the United States.
And then everybody's saying that we're going to give them all these billions and billions. Some people are saying 25 billion. Some people are saying 300 billion. Some people are saying 300 million. What's going on with that? I think JD's about to answer. This guy's about to ask him, right?
Yeah, Tapper's going to ask him the question, and JD's going to respond to it.
Let's hear what he
The
says.
U.S. is willing to talk about unfreezing Iranian assets if the Iranians meet those benchmarks you've been discussing. Iran says that this deal unfreezes billions of dollars over 60 days of negotiations and that many of the funds will be unfrozen before talks even begin. Is that true? What does the MOU specifically say about unfreezing assets or sanctions relief?
Yeah, so Jake, on the second point, that's definitely not true. There hasn't been a single dollar of sanctions relief or unfrozen assets, either from the United States or any of our allies in the Gulf. I've seen some misreporting about that. I don't know where it comes from. Where I suspect that it comes from, Jake, is what you're going to expect is that certain elements within the Iranian system, certain hardliners in particular, they're going to overemphasize in an effort to sell it to certain domestic populations. They're going to overemphasize what Iran gets from the bargain without ever articulating the things that Iran has to give up in order to get those benefits. To be very clear, this agreement contemplates a very significant sanctions relief package for the Iranian people that transforms how they interact with the world and with the region. But they only get that benefit if they meet their obligations under the agreement. So
He said they only get that benefit if they meet the obligations under the agreement. Where basically he's saying there's a chance they can get their 25 billion back. He says nothing about the 300 million or the 300 billion that's been tossed around, that figure. What is he exactly talking about, Polish guy, when he's saying that they have to cooperate and do certain things to get their 25 billion back?
The two definite things that are on the table, the nuclear stuff that we just talked about, and the second is that they are not going to harass any more tankers going through the Strait of Hormuz going forward. It's going to remain open permanently. That's what this deal entails.
It's going to open it permanently. So, I mean, that sounds like good news.
And people throwing around we need to bring this to light. Even the president had to reassure and post and say, no, we're not giving $300 billion in taxpayer money to Iran. That's not happening. Whoever's been saying
on Twitter, where did he say that at? I remember you talked about that earlier, but I can't remember where.
He went on Truth Social and posted it.
It's the only place you can get accurate information from the president, it seems like.
Because it's the only place he posts, because
because everywhere else kicked him off.
Yeah, even though Elon brought him back on X, he's still, True Social's that's his baby, that's his child. Yeah. He wants to keep that flowing. But we even have people like Thomas Massey and former disgraced Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene proclaiming that we're giving $300 billion in taxpayer money to Iran. That is not true.
Why would
that
these people
$300 billion
so much misinformation? What's the source on that? Where do they get that from?
Straight from Iranian state TV.
Oh,
that's who's
legit.
Proclaiming it.
Straight out of Iran, the world's most up-to-date news by the minute. We're getting all the dollars. Yeah, right.
The same news, conglomerate, let's go that way, that claimed that they had sunk 7 of our aircraft carriers, shot down whole squadrons of our F-16s and F-22s, which, by the way, we don't even use that many F-16s anymore. We don't even use F-16s. And the quote-unquote footage that they were using was literally straight from a video game.
I remember that. So this is a tremendous news, though. Like we've basically put sanctions in place, or maybe I'm not wording this correctly, but in essence, we're telling the Iranians that they have to be more cooperative with all their other countries. That's basically what J.D. Vance said, but it's deeper than that, right? They're talking about Iran is no longer going to be in control or have as much power over the oil markets, right?
Correct. So that $300 billion that keeps getting thrown around, that none of that is coming from any U.S. source, taxpayer money, or any of that. That is a stipulation that the surrounding Arab countries, Kuwait, UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, etc., will invest in Iran to build up their oil reserves. Basically, we are seeing essentially the end of OPEC, and we're going to be seeing a new style where we're just going to let the oil flow and let the market dictate the price.
And
so you're going to
who's going to have more control over the price other than the number one supplier?
Well, the United States is the number one supplier, so they would be the ones in charge
of the
oil price.
Right? The number one supplier of oil would be kind of the number one authority on how much it costs, right?
When it goes into the open market, correct. The one that has the most to sell.
So I don't know if you saw this. I had it up for a second earlier, but I've got the NASDAQ's closing numbers for today, for June 15th. It says it's up
huge, almost
7%, 795 points on the day. That's the NASDAQ.
The Dow was up almost 500. The S&P was up like 112 plus.
The Dow is up 468 points, almost a whole percentage point. It's up over 51,000. By the way, the Dow never reached 50,000 under any previous president. So all you guys sitting back talking shit about Trump's economy this, Trump's economy that, he's got us as the number one oil supplier. the number one energy supplier in the world. We've never seen these indexes higher than these are all records. The S&P 500 up 1.65%, 122 points, as my co-host just mentioned. Like this is a not only is it a strong economy, this is an unprecedented, record-breaking economy.
And we were just talking about the price for oil. After this deal was announced, the price per barrel for oil has been fluctuating between $75 and $80. It's precipitously dropping over the last month. And I went ahead and did my homework. A month ago, this is just the US average for a gallon of gas, was $4.51 a gallon. Ty, I'm going to ask you this. What do you think that is at today? What do you think the average price nationally? That's including states like, Texas and Florida. That's also counting states like California and New York. What do you think the average per gallon of gas is now?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably somewhere around $4 a gallon. But I'd like to note that it was $5.03 under Biden, and that was before Biden's epic inflation. So, I mean, in today's money, Biden's $5.03 is more like $5.50 or something like that. So I know or you wouldn't have asked me, what is the national average of gas right now?
$3.97.
$3.97.
And where I'm at personally, $3.22.
It's a little higher than $3.97 here, but that's because I'm too close to Gavin Newsom.
But this is great news going forward. The Strait will be open permanently. Some other things that were talked about, and this is what needs to be put on paper and needs to be signed. Part of this, of unfreezing of potential assets if they want to play like a quote normal country. No more funding foreign terror groups.
Sounds legit and fair to me.
They do that. Congratulations, you lose your chance of enriching yourselves again and becoming a quote normal country.
So at the end of the day, this Iran war that all the liberals are saying we've lost, the end result here is that we're either going to have a broken, poor, penniless Iran or a cooperative, participating in the global economy and not blowing up its neighbors, Iran.
Correct.
Those are your options, Iran.
Yep. And I just want to make this also clear. And people are, saying everything. This isn't absolutely confirmed, but this deal does not include anything with Israel. It looks like the Trump administration is completely done with Netanyahu.
You were saying that Israel's not invited to a specific meeting to talk about this peace deal. Is that what you said earlier, or did I misunderstand that?
No, that's the truth. This meeting that's happening in 4 days,
what do you think that means, Polish guy? Like, if they're not invited to the peace deal, I mean, they're the ones that have been screwing up the peace deal this whole time, right? Every time we're closer to getting some kind of ceasefire, the Israelis blow something up, and the Iranians say, "Fuck that, we're not in the peace deal anymore." So, what moving forward, if they're not invited to the peace deal, do you think they're going to abide by it? What's keeping the Israelis from just blowing up more Iranian targets?
I mean, at that point, it's no longer a U.S. issue. It's an Israel issue at that point. This is basically
washing their hands of Israel.
Yeah, at least with Netanyahu, and Trump knows this. He was the only person that was keeping Netanyahu out of prison. And I just want to give an update on what's going on locally over there. They're holding elections soon. Netanyahu's opposition party, the people trying to oust him, let's just say Netanyahu's currently sitting at a 24% approval rating with his own people in Israel.
What are the calcium odds that guy goes to jail?
High.
I'm just kidding.
Very high.
You think
no,
so?
I'm not joking. No, seriously, because his opposition opponent is talking about bringing him before the International Court for war crimes.
That's gonna hurt, bro.
I mean, to be fair, Israel did this
on
themselves.
Polymarket real quick? Hold on. Just for the sake of
Yeah, we'll do it live.
Polymarket, Netanyahu, I do know how to spell his name correctly, don't worry, goes to jail. Netanyahu arrested by March 31st. Predictions and odds. Okay, that was over. That was this year of March 31st, so they lost that bet. But they've been betting on it, clearly. ICC arrest warrant for Netanyahu before inauguration. No. I need the most current. They've been betting on this guy getting arrested for a while, though, bro.
Yes, they have.
Wow.
And let's see. October 27th, 2026 is their election, but for the record. It's a few days before our midterms.
God damn it, Storm.
But it's an interesting point to bring up because they've kind of been the ones holding up the ceasefire, this potential peace deal, because if peace is achieved and Iran stops being, well, what they've been for the last 40 plus years,
a terrorist regime holding the world's goods hostage at will, and people
correct,
as well, and bombing their neighbors and funding all kinds of terror cells. Yeah, they got to stop doing that, or they're just not going to have it, or they're going to be a third world country. From what I gather,
correct. But let's play that a few steps further. If that happens, they play by the rules. They give up their enriched uranium, their ability to make any nuclear capabilities. These Arab nations begin to invest in their oil infrastructure. The supply of oil explodes in the global market, hence driving down the prices. And then at that point, you're going to see a level of stability in the region. That happens.
If that happens, like is this what world peace starts to look like?
What this also, well, yeah, because what happens next? If the global price for oil drops that far,
yeah,
that is Russia's number one. That's their number one moneymaker. If the price for oil absolutely craters, their economy goes belly up, and they're going to have to come to the negotiating table with this Ukraine-Russia war.
Well, not only that, yeah, that's a big deal too, because they won't be able to fund that war anymore. They're going to have to come to the peace table, and then you're taking out like one of the world's most notorious regimes and bringing them into the fold basically, and say, no, come on, man, enough is enough. We've KO'd you. Let's shake hands. Let's all work together. And if they actually do that now, they were known as like the most powerful nation in the middle of that. Like, who's left? Turkey? Is Turkey going to stand by itself and say, fuck everybody in the whole world? They're going to come back too and say, you know what? We want to be in on this as well.
Turkey's part of NATO. They're technically an ally.
Technically, so, yeah, I mean, there you go. Like, they're not going to sit back and say, hey, we're going to take over the terror plots and start. They're going to be a lot more cooperative with Iran, you know, the notorious one. I don't know how to describe it, but they've always been the heel, if you will, to me. Like, they've been kind of the tip of the spear of fuck America. You know, like, that's going to be eliminated at this point. This war that the liberals say we lost, by the way, eliminates that spear tip.
Here's the one last thing I do want to mention about this situation. Because, like I said, there's a lot of people just from all walks of the political spectrum in America talking about this. You know, you got the wokies, you got the liberals, you got the America First people, you got what I call the For You page Republicans, the ones that get their news from TikTok.
Yeah.
And just whatever's on their For You page.
Republicans, the FYP GOP.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
We finally have a more of an understanding of who the heck, because we asked this question for a few times now. Who the heck is the Trump administration been even negotiating with? Because the IRGC is absolutely devastated.
How do we understand that? How do we come to know this?
It has been revealed that the United States has actually been talking to Iran's president and basically the leader of their like state government. So the way Iran's government works is like, yeah, they have a provincial government with a president, but at the end of the day, they're ran by radicals, aka the IRGC and specifically the Ayatollah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Ayatollah and the IRGC is completely decimated. There is a governmental civil war breaking out in Iran right now, where I guess you would say their president is also looking for an off-ramp here. He wants peace. He even asked recently and said, how do we have this abundant supply of one of the most demanded resources in the world, being oil? Why are we such a poor country? Why are our people suffering? Why are our people so poor?
It's a good question, because look at the Kuwaitis. They're doing good. Look at the Arabs.
Look, before we went live, this is just one of those little information pieces that I just stuck in that computer chip I call my brain.
Right.
Do you want to know how much money these oil conglomerates in these Arab nations, excluding Iran, have combined? How much money they're worth?
No.
It's estimated between 10 to 20 trillion dollars.
So they're worth 20 Elons?
Yes. That's what all these oil conglomerates in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE, all that. Yeah, combined, they're worth like 20 trillion on the high side. But
What?
that's who we've been negotiating with, apparently. And the IRGC keeps screwing it up because they're the radicals. They're the, we're gonna fight every last man, woman, and child, or whatever, defend our or whatever, and we just keep having to slap them and put them in their place.
We got these warlords that are trying to take power, and that's all they care about. They just want power and control over the country. So they don't care if every last man, woman, and child is dead and all of the money is gone. They would rather sacrifice everything and rule over the ashes. Whereas this guy that was apparently elected president by the people seems to care a lot more about the country and the people in it, enough so to where he's like, he's getting bombed every day, and being the world's worst, most wanted country is not helping our country at all. We need to negotiate. It makes sense.
Not that this leader is a moderate by any stretch of the imagination, but in the world of Iranian politics, this guy is their Joe Manchin. That's my reference.
From Iran.
This is their Joe Manchin. If you get that reference,
I don't know who Joe Manchin is.
He was the former Democrat senator from West Virginia, who was kind of like the middleman between the Democrats and Republicans. But that's pretty much the updated situation in Iran. We'll see come the 19th. Yeah. But
what's going on?
I think it's time we shift. Tough. I think if we let this news clip play, it paints a pretty disturbing picture.
All right, as you wish.
That ICE was attempting to apprehend a suspect. That suspect ran away, jumped in a vehicle, and then drove off, striking the ICE agent. The agent fired his firearm, we're told, at the vehicle and reportedly struck it. The suspect then kept driving and has not been located as of right now. Now, it's been just a short time, but as of the last update coming in from Fox Philadelphia, that suspect has still not been located. Now, the agent reportedly sustained unknown injuries, and it's not known just yet if that suspect was.
This may have been actually a different story, because again, the one I was trying to bring up happened in South Jersey.
An aerial view of what is still a very active scene. You can see what looks to be that entire area shut. That ICE was attempting to apprehend us.
Yeah, so that's crazy. If you guys heard that story, got another guy trying to run over ICE agents, and he's on the loose out there. Who knows if he took a round or not? But shots were fired at him after he ran over one of our federal agents and got away. He escaped the scene. So, yeah, another one of Biden's best out there on the loose. Sorry, but this is the shit that people over there are protesting. These are all these paid protesters, all these liberal losers are out here fighting with these guys, waging war against these guys, blocking the road, attacking them, and these are the people that are trying to remove dangerous criminals who would run over our federal agents or do anything to avoid capture. because they've broken the law and they're wanted criminals. Who knows what that guy was wanted for? I didn't even read that far into it, but I'm sure it was something terrible. Otherwise, they wouldn't be getting ICE attention like that, right?
They wouldn't just have an order for deportation like that, or like basically a notice to, if they find this guy, to apprehend him immediately, unless he was on their most wanted list.
Right.
So the fact that they went
and like every single one of these guys that's being targeted by ICE is somebody that's been here for 30 years and has a family and runs a taco stand and is a productive citizen and everything. Shut the fuck up. This guy's a dangerous criminal and we don't need him in our country. You guys need to go home, stop protesting, stop threatening these agents' lives, stop assaulting them in the street and acting like you're heroes. You're not a hero for stopping people from capturing real criminals. You're a terrorist.
You're not a martyr. Exactly. You're not a martyr. You're not a hero. You will be forgotten in a few months. Because guess what? Renee Good, Alex Preddy. Have you noticed anybody who's anti-ICE even mention them recently?
No, because the left is a bunch of they're a herd of sheep. So they're not talking about Alex Preddy or Renee Good anymore because that story died when Trump and Tom Homan got Minnesota, Jacob Frey and Tim Walz to cooperate and stop leaving the state police and the local police out of it. And they're doing their jobs now. So those stories died, and now we're talking about how Carmelo Anthony didn't do nothing. Like, that's how easily led astray the left is. They'll just, what should we be mad about now? And they'll just do whatever they're told. Bunch of sheep.
It's unfortunate. It's what we call, well, I have a little bit more sympathy for him because I call it mass formation psychosis, just to plagiarize a term from someone who I used to watch. That's what he called it. It's when you get this echo chamber of a bunch of individuals saying some absolute crazy crackpot theories, and it just keeps getting vomited into each other's mouths to the point to where they lose all autonomy of being themselves. It's all about the collective rather than the individual. This is a country built on individual liberties, not the collective good.
Let me see if we actually did have the right story, because if there's more than one of these going on right now, dude. Because here's I think this is the same story from Fox News, but let's just give it a listen to make sure.
Yeah, let's go ahead and listen to it.
New Jersey for a suspect accused of hitting an ICE agent with their car during an attempted arrest. It happened earlier today, and investigators say the agent fired a shot at the car as it sped away. Correspondent Alexis McAdams is live in New York with the latest. Hi, Alexis.
Hey, John. So right now the feds are working to track down the driver who hit an ICE agent with his van and took off. We want to show you the scene. It happened around 9:30 this morning.
Yeah, that's the same
street. Pretty active then in
Stafford Township, New Jersey.
ICE telling Fox the agents were conducting a targeted traffic stop. So they said they knew exactly who they were looking for.
They knew who he
had
was.
Been following this person, trying to track down that target during the investigation. But the driver wouldn't stop, wouldn't pull over. And authorities say he just sped off and hit one ICE agent with the van. That agent opened fire, and according to local police, at least one of those bullets hit the back of the van.
Incident occurred at 9:28 at 1400 Route 72.
The back window was shot out. Yeah, it's chaos on the streets. Thanks, Biden.
Honestly, no. This isn't even just on Biden. This is on the current governor, Mickey Sherrill, for allowing this sanctuary status in their state to continue. These people are emboldened. These people think that they're safe to commit crimes on top of breaking into this country illegally.
That's facts.
It's got to end.
That's facts, bro.
It has
Nobody
to
can
end.
argue with it. This is what the fuck you people are doing. And we need to crack down and arrest them all. We can't keep putting up with this kind of shit, dude. We just can't. Holy shit, look at this Polish guy. Wow, dude. That's incredible.
Yes, it is.
How many jets is that, bro? Let's see, 1, 2, 3,
I'll
4,
tell you.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that 13 of them? Did I count right? No, it's 12.
It's two different squadrons. and we never see this often. The middle, like the center squadron, that's the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. Have you ever seen any show of them before?
So it's
and
the
on the
and the Angels?
Yes.
Wow, you don't ever see them together like that. That's amazing.
Exactly.
That is amazing,
I love it.
sir. What's next on this slideshow?
It's beautiful.
A lightning bolt hitting the Washington Monument with a rainbow in the background?
So this is a photo that was taken not that long before the event happened. And even the Weather Channel, who rarely posts anything that has to do with an event, said that, there's a 60% chance that it's going to be a rain out and that there's going to be heavy thunderstorms in Washington, D.C.
And as we know, it did not get rained out.
If anything, the opposite happened. And as the storm was about a few miles outside of the city, it actually split in half and went around the city. We actually have the Doppler radar showing this.
What were the numbers? What were the numbers on the viewership? Do you know?
I actually have it pulled up. So in-person attendees, so people on the site of the arena, was 4,300 individuals with 80,000 spectators at the ellipse. So that's 84,300. Now, when it comes to broadcasting, it was broadcasted obviously on Paramount Plus. There's no official total audience figure that's been released. There's been public statements suggested that it reached up to almost 1 billion viewers worldwide.
What did you just say?
It's being reported, though not confirmed, that it reached as many as up to 1 billion viewers worldwide.
1 billion viewers? What were the liberals doing while this was going on? Because all they were doing was crying about it. They weren't watching it. I'm not watching that. I hate UFC. I hate America. I don't want to watch it. What were they doing?
So they held an event as kind of like a counterculture protest called the Rise Up, Sing Out, a concert for the First Amendment.
Rise Up, Sing Out?
Yes, that's what they called it.
You guys. It gets better. It gets better. Hold on, watch this. Who was hosting that event? Polish guy?
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda? She's still alive?
Yes, she is.
How many people watched that fucking bullshit, dude?
So from concurrent live viewers between two different channels that were broadcasting it on YouTube, about 2,500 viewers. I want to go ahead and do you have that clip of them singing horribly off key?
I don't think I do. I don't think I got that one, bro. I don't think we want to see that. Did you send that to me?
I did send it to you. It should be your most. I sent it like 20 hours ago when it first happened.
Oh my god!
For the record, viewer discretion is advised.
This is fucking brutal, bro. This is what the liberals were doing while they were telling us all UFC sucks and this is a stain on America. This is what they were talking about. I would love to see how much they actually spent on this production, bro, because whatever it is, this is how you waste whatever that money amount was. This is how you waste fucking... This is why Kamala lost. This is why y'all lost, bro. Because Trump has a fucking badass... The best UFC event in UFC history on the White House lawn. It's the best event in White House history that will ever probably be on the White House lawn. And you guys had Transgender Visibility Day, and then this.
Yeah, it's... And you mentioned whoever paid for this and put this together. I want to make it perfectly clear. Oh yeah, USAID has completely been defunded, and all of a sudden, haven't you noticed that they haven't been able to...
Without the
Together or never.
Together. Oh my God, bro. Oh man. You know, that just makes me want to go vote fucking blue no matter who, bro. Let me tell you.
Yeah. By the way, it wasn't just Fonda who was there. We actually also had some very notable, totally not like past their prime celebrities that were also at this event. Would you like to hear the names?
Sure.
So we had Robert.
randoms?
We had Robert. We had Robert De Niro, Betty Midler, Julia Roberts, and someone of the name of Rufus Wainwright.
Rufus,
never heard of that guy.
What? Who?
My thoughts exactly.
What the hell are you talking about, bro? Unbelievable.
I will say this since we brought up the Freedom 250 event. I'm not, and I will say this on live stream and let the public know. I have not watched a UFC fight in probably 3 years. When I was still serving in the military was the last time I saw one. That title fight at the end was absolute cinema.
Hell yeah. You had Justin Gaethje, a huge underdog. He was there to lose. All of a sudden, that guy just he was on his back at a bunch of points in the fight where it looked like he was about to lose, and then the crowd just comes alive and revitalized that guy like Hulk Hogan or something. Was talking about USA, 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 and then he got up and broke that motherfucker's face in half. Give me some.
It got so bad that that guy's corner literally for his own self-preservation they quit.
He was gonna die in the ring if he didn't quit.
They were worried that he was going to sustain career-ending injuries.
You know who missed this though, bro? Or did he? Look at this old video.
Politics doesn't have to be
Jesse
boring.
Waters.
You know, we're going to have fight night next July 4th on the White House lawn.
I don't ask for a lot of favors out of the White House. Every so often I'll ask for some. No. I'm asking for front row seats. I don't think. Maybe second row I'll go with. I'll say, hey guys, of all the different things, I want to be at this UFC fight. I'm going to bring my wife. I'm going to kind of call him whatever favor I have to be there because UFC fight night on the White House lawn to celebrate the 250th birthday. World Cup tickets, that doesn't mean anything. Fight night, that's where I'm calling in the favor.
He said he's calling in a favor to be at that fight. And now all the liberals are probably laughing right now like, ha, we killed him and he couldn't go. I guarantee you, Charlie Kirk saw that fight, looking down, smiling on how great America was, and that's why God parted that fucking thunderstorm. That's why Charlie Kirk was able to see it. That fight wasn't getting canceled for nothing. The thunderstorm literally got split in half. God divided the skies, parted those clouds, so that Charlie Kirk could watch that fight. He called in his favor to Jesus and got to see that fight.
And it was a great night. I don't know, drop the politics for a second. That was just an entertaining night. At the people's house. That's the nickname for the White House. What better way to open it up to the public than to be like, let's have one of the biggest growing sporting events in the world on the lawn, invite thousands of people to come, this year is going to go down in the history books for 250. But Ty, I do have some breaking news for you.
What?
Regarding our actual 250th birthday on July 4th.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read this. This is a message.
Uh-huh.
President Trump drops the ultimate July 4th bombshell. This is a quote. Tribute to America rally in D.C. on July 4th at the Lincoln Memorial and Washington Monument.
Woo!
President Trump is hosting the most spectacular rally of them all, a massive celebration honoring our country's people, spirit, strength, resolve, and triumphs. Starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here's what you need to expect. Over 300 of our military bands, orchestras, and ceremonial units, patriotic melodies and American classics, multiple flyovers and air shows with top military pilots, Trump delivering a powerful keynote remarks, the largest fireworks show in the history of the country to close it out.
In the history of the country, we've had some pretty crazy fireworks, so that he must be promising some wild shit for the fireworks.
Here's how he's closing this out. This will be the biggest formation of joint military music ceremonial performances ever. This is pure American pride on display for the entire world. This is our 250th. We're going to make this one for the history books.
I'm so glad Trump won, bro. He's finally given America something to be proud of. He's cleaned up the border. He's cleaned up D.C. He's going city by city, cleaning them up. And the Democrats are fighting him the whole way. He doesn't care. They tried to take him out. They tried to accuse him falsely of crimes and set him up and frame him. They tried to bankrupt the man. That guy is the strongest leader we've ever had in the history of this country, except maybe George Washington. I don't know. It's a tough call for me. But Trump is bringing America. He's got us as the number one energy producer in the world, the number one oil supplier in the world. We are back on top, and it's all thanks to Donald Trump. And all these liberals can do is cry and piss and fucking moan about it. Like, oh, I don't like the new fucking pool. That was a waste of money. Why did he clean up the city? Oh, I hate everything Trump does. Trump couldn't do anything to make these people happy, and that's why I don't give a fuck what none of them say, Polish guy.
Correct.
And you know what else, dude?
Well, what?
You shouldn't hit women.
Yeah, that's our closing argument tonight, guys. Don't be terrible to women.
Yeah, because we believe in women's rights and we believe in protecting women from bad people like this guy.
Oh, this is a story for sure.
You're lucky that I'm not the type to fuck you up.
This guy beat up a female, so this young man held him there until the police came.
Oh my God! Right here we got a woman beater, guys.
Woman beater. He's crying. I can't breathe. You're not George Floyd, dude. Nobody's gonna build you a statue. You're a fucking woman beater. Way to go, jiu-jitsu guy. Jiu-jitsu guy saves the day. I love it.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said at the end, though?
No.
He said if you relax, you'll be able to breathe better.
Well, I mean, if speaking of Floyd and his OD, I believe you had some stats on that as well. I'm sorry, I think we skipped over it. My bad. But we were just talking about ICE and the border. We meant to bring up some statistics on the Fenty crisis, that not only is a lot less of it crossing the border now, and we all know that there's been a drastic decrease in deaths and overdose deaths related to the fent, but also we're starting to recover from drug busts, some fent pills that, according to my co-host, I don't know what your source was on this, but are significantly weaker.
This information is coming straight from the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency.
Sounds legit.
And they said, so over the last 2 years, they've seen a dramatic decrease in the lethality of what they call these fent pills. People that are taking pills that are being laced with fent. Well, it went from, in 2024, the lethality was 79%. Of people who took these
pills and you got a 79% chance to die.
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
On ingestion. On ingestion.
Oh my God, bro.
That's where you get the horror stories of people that that's where you get the horror stories of people that were like having, ODing, and then it got on other people's skin, and then they started ODing. That's how potent this stuff was. They are now reporting that the potency has died down to the point to where now that death rate is only 26% of cases now. In the last 2 years, they've compiled this data.
Because Trump has stopped so much of it from crossing the border, because we blew up all those narco boats, that they don't have enough of the substance to make it as potent as it once was. They can't continue to supply all their supply chains with the little amount that they have left, so they've weakened the drug that they're pushing.
And we didn't talk about this on Friday because this came up after we ended our episode. The leader of Tren de Aragua is no longer with us.
Bummer, man.
Venezuela gave up the scoop and gave up his location. And while Marco Rubio was watching Team USA in their first match in the World Cup, got a notification of drone footage of us absolutely destroying. Yeah, with a big old grin on his face as we absolutely destroyed that guy's house and turned him into ash.
You think the liberals are pissed off about that too, or they're going to cry about that too? Oh no, they've killed the Tren de Aragua cartel leader. Oh, I hate everything Trump does.
I don't think they even know about it, to be honest with you.
They don't know anything unless DNC tells them.
Agreed.
Not on CNN, so.
It's not on. Hassan Piker isn't talking about it. The Young Turks aren't talking about it. Who's the other big leftist on YouTube? What's his name? Tyler something. Whatever. These guys are going to be irrelevant in 10 years anyway. Their movement is a dying movement. Hence, you see the desperation, the calls to violence. The call to violence is not, made from a safe and healthy mind. That's when an animal is cornered and they got nothing left to do. That's all that needs to be said about that.
Yeah, I agree. We'll crank up the music a little bit. Boom.
Yeah, there we go.
I like our theme song, Polish Guy. It's written by AI, but it still kicks ass. Better than anything Bruce Springsteen ever did.
I agree. Well, everybody, that'll do for tonight. For now on, we're going to be going live at this time. That's going to be our schedule going forward. If you like what we do, be sure to subscribe, like the video, share it out to all your friends. Let's grow this community.
Hell yeah.
And happy 250th birthday to the best country in the world.
Yep.
Coming up.
What did you say it was? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern?
6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you guys. See you next time.